commitment to you. News Talk 1480, WHBC.
Oh, here we are, another Thursday, another catchy song for us to learn to sing, right? Let's grow together with Aurora's Nursery and Garden Center. Matt Workinger, Rachel Fender. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah?
You?
I think we surved that cold snap,
I
right?
think so.
We
It's going
did,
to
we
be
did.
beautiful today.
I love Matt. He sends me pictures before the cold snap. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sad right now. But it seems
They
like
survived.
they-
I was
yes.
surprised. All the
Everything was-
flowers really held up good
Yeah.
through that cold, which they don't normally. So
Right.
we're very lucky. The cold was a short enough time frame. I think everything did not get spoiled or ruined. Like the dogwood flowers, redbud flowers are still there.
Yeah,
And
my
they didn't-
magnolia flowers survived
yeah,
through
everything
it.
seemed good.
Very
yeah,
happy.
Very happy about that, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
We spent a couple days before the cold snap came in, and we put, I think, like 200 Japanese maples inside a hoop house, 200 redbuds inside a hoop house. A lot of behind-the-scenes work happens to make sure that stuff doesn't get damaged. And then the next day, it was, I think they were in the house for a couple days, and then 2 days later, a whole nother 8-hour shift with two guys pulling all
Back
that
out
stuff
they
out of
come.
the hoop house.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just try to make sure
Play that
everything's
game.
as good as it can be.
Yeah, that's great. And now we're kind of
Yeah, I think I looked
Yeah.
at the 10-day. Fish are coming
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
Fish are
Yeah,
coming.
the fish when the fish come,
flying in.
Yeah,
when the
they're-
fish come in. Boy, are their fins
they're-
tired.
They are. That's a long flight.
Sorry.
So they'll all be out for sale probably Wednesday morning. But yeah, all that stuff will come in late Tuesday night, and we've got the angel auction that we support coming up here next week, first week of May,
Okay.
and we're going to be dropping off plants for that and trying to help that charity cause. It's a good cause.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we have our open house this weekend.
Yeah, our open houses this weekend.
This
We've
Saturday.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
got a
golly.
ton of sales for the open house this weekend. Our all-season fertilizer that we talk about every week on the show, we're running a special 10% off on that. We've got Happy Frog soil on sale, Ocean Forest potting soil on sale.
That's
And
organic stuff that's really good for
Happy frog.
Yes,
Happy
yeah, that's
Frog
the
and
Fox
Ocean
Farm.
Forest. Yeah, it's all organic soils.
Real good
so-
for veggies
Nice,
and
okay.
herbs and flowers too.
Yeah.
And perennials.
Yes,
we're going to be
yeah.
doing buy three, get one free. Select hanging baskets at 50% off.
Wow.
So we got some really good sales, a huge discount pottery section, a discount perennial section, and gift items.
Yep. Yeah, and some there's some house plants and some tropicals in there that we had overwintered that just need
Yeah.
homes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got B&B crab apples, rhododendrons, lilacs, viburnum. All this stuff's going to be on sale for Saturday and Sunday this week. And even some of the pond stuff, Roar's Fish Food, an algicide called Green Clean is normally $69 on sale for $49. So some really good deals this weekend for sure.
Wow. Sounds like
and
it.
stuff that you need for spring or
Yeah.
Right.
or want.
Yeah, like the all-season fertilizer. It's we don't put it on sale very often,
Yeah.
but we decided to showcase that for our open house.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
Because that's everybody's thinking, okay, got to get soil, got to get the fertilizer, figure out what I'm going to plant, if you haven't done that already. Are there any particular herbs or things that deer don't like?
Oh yeah, actually, there's a lot. They really don't like that real pungent smell.
Okay.
So the ones that we like, they don't.
Yeah, we
like
think they smell
rosemary
good,
and lavender. Yes.
But their
yeah,
nose
Okay.
is 400 times more
Yeah.
powerful than ours.
Okay.
So they don't like the smell. It doesn't smell as good to them because it's too overpowering for them.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering, like, if I put some lavender in there when I'm trying to grow my basil, and and
Yes, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that
That is a good idea to do so. And rosemary is a good one too, and
Okay.
thyme.
Okay.
So those are all good ones. But yeah, they like a lot of sun and that kind of
Or
thing too.
marigolds.
But yes,
Or marigolds.
yeah.
If
I
my
was gonna say
dad's
it's an
listening, he
alternative.
just
Hi,
wanted-
Dad. We're going to plant marigolds, 5,000 of them.
But it is nice because you can use that as well. If the
I could
rosemary.
could actually put marigolds all the way
could.
around, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. A lot of people do that. We did
Yeah.
that for our gardens growing
I
up.
did too.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
did it when I first
The
my
rabbits.
very
Yeah, for
first.
sure for the
yes,
rabbits.
Yes.
Yep.
And I did that when I first planted a garden a long time ago, and it worked great.
Yeah.
They do have a strong smell. No
They-
doubt
they
about
do.
that.
There's
Well,
a
and
very
they're a
distinct
pollinator,
smell.
so they'll
Yes.
help attract bees
Oh,
and things
okay.
that help
Yeah, so
produce a
it's-
better crop in the garden as well.
Yep, actually,
Cool.
yeah, doing double duty there. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So Again, 330-450-1480. That's the number to call. We'll take your call, and Matt and Rachel would love to answer your questions. Also, you can send an email to me at pcook@whbc.com, and I can ask the question for you. Or if you're watching us on Facebook, just type it in the comments, and we'd be more than happy to read those on the air and answer those questions. So.
If people haven't yet, this is a perfect time to open the ponds. This is the
Okay.
time of year when you get that pump back in, get it running. If you're going to do a clean out, this is a great time of year to do the clean out. It's still cool. It's not too warm yet. You drain the ponds down. About every 3 to 5 years, we recommend what we call a total cleaning. And that's where we drain it down, get all the muck off the bottom that the bacteria can help keep up with it most of the time. But every so often, I mean, if you're putting 10, 15 pounds of food in there a week, it's still
right.
there. It's just broken down into its simplest form.
Yeah.
And so we will pump that stuff out and shop vac the bottoms and clean them up and fill them up with fresh water. And if it's city water, we dechlorinate it. So we make sure that it's immediately safe for the fish. And then we put the fish back in, fire the pumps up, add some fresh bacteria, and of course the filter pads are cleaned, things like that. But it's a great time of year to do that. It's a little warmer. It's not so cold out there this week, and the next 10 days look great.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, I think
Really
we're-
look great. That's what, and you're talking about all the great things you have on sale. So you can get planting now, right?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, as far as annuals and veggies, that kind of stuff, it's kind of
Kinda iffy, right?
Yeah,
Early
there's
yet on those,
yeah.
But perennials,
So-
trees, shrubs, all of that
Absolutely.
stuff, 100%. Our guys have been putting that stuff in the ground for a month already.
Yeah.
And our perennials are just starting to really come in a lot. We really get things as they start popping out because we really want to see what they look like, and you want to
Yeah.
see what you're
You don't want a
buying.
pot of
So
Yeah, right.
so, yeah, like a few things like your perennial hibiscus and grasses, and like some butterfly weed, that kind of thing, are a little bit later just because they're
They
still
take some
sleeping.
heat to turn on.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they really like the heat.
But,
So,
I'll
but
tell
they're
you,
really rolling
the next
in,
week,
so.
though, I think
Yes.
it's all going to be ready.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this,
I think you're right. Yes.
this week we got a lot of stuff, but next week is going to be for the greenhouse and for perennials. We're going to
Yeah, and
be
I
getting
think
a
our
lot.
roses come next week.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
because it'll be the first
Like
week
we
of
have
May,
shrub
right?
roses
Oh my
in now,
gosh.
so we've got our knockouts and drifts and all those kind of roses. But for the like Jackson Perkins long stem roses,
The
David
tea
Austin
roses, and
yeah.
the ones you get for
the
cutting
long
and the
stem cutting
smell
roses,
and
that'll
more
all come in
specialties.
first week of May.
Okay.
Yeah, we get those one big shipment, and then that's it. So,
All right. I think we're about to get an update.
okay.
Okay. Because this guy never calls. He never calls us. This is
Al?
Al in Plain Township. Hi, Al.
Hello, I'm calling for the update.
For the update, yes.
Yay.
The fig tree is alive.
Yay!
Yay! All right.
Made it. Oh
I-
my goodness.
I knew it would, but it's good to hear
Oh,
that.
It looks great. I did nick a little bit of the bark, and I took some of it off on the very tip. So, good or bad? Should I spray something on it? Because it's bare. Just
Is-
about 6 inches of the top of my fig tree is bare where I nicked it with the shovel.
I don't think it would be. It should just heal over.
Well, and sometimes things will come back from the ground up, so the top
Mm-hmm.
may still be coming. It just hasn't got the energy yet coming up from the root system. If you scratch the bark, you'll be able to see if it's green underneath.
Did he? But like if
Yeah,
it's
it was
cra-
green. It was green because the bark was already nicked off from the shovel.
Okay.
It was definitely green, but I didn't know whether that's dangerous now that I have open bark wood.
Like-
Should I wrap it or spray it or just leave it be?
The problem with spraying it is once the spray's hardened, then insects and things can happen underneath. Normally, unless the tree's hemorrhaging, which means just an enormous amount of sap is coming out of it, we don't generally
yeah,
seal
if
anything.
it's real deep, then I would. Yeah, but if it's not real deep, I
If
wouldn't.
it's just
worry
a surface wound, it should heal itself, and it'll heal better open to the air.
Okay, I'll leave it go like that. But yeah, it looks beautiful, and I got to tell you, I don't know if this is it fig trees an ethnic thing? Because I'm 100% Italian. Is this an Italian thing? I don't know, but I have to tell you, I'm serious. If you really want, the fruit is amazing, and I think more people should try to plant them. They're amazing. They're good. I had like over 25 figs last year. They're so
Wow.
delicious. They're so delicious.
They are. Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
I always thought it was an old time. I knew a lot of the Italians. Everybody had them. Everybody buried them.
Yeah.
And but they're just
Oh, they did
so
then.
good. And the tree's beautiful.
It
the
is.
leaves are beautiful on them. And I don't know.
So you're gonna plant it back into the ground?
Well, I'll probably put it in the ground again.
Yeah.
Since it made it, it's a lot of work. But I think now that I dug that up, it'll be easier because the ground has already been dug now.
Yeah, you kind of already have a spot for it.
It'll be as hard. So.
Yeah, I use a fig glaze on chicken breast and pork chops when I cook them. It's so good.
There you go.
I'm telling you, delicious.
All right, so here's the significance. I'm gonna share with you the significance of
Yeah, they're
figs,
pretty. It's
okay?
pretty cool. Yeah.
Figs were a staple food prized by athletes and philosophers in Greece and Rome.
Oh,
And they do have a biblical significance.
Yes.
They're heavily featured in religious texts as a symbol of peace and prosperity.
wow.
There
In
you
Egypt,
go.
They
And
were
they are-
used as medical reasons and
Yeah.
for religious ceremonies.
Ceremonies.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
There you go.
there's actually a lot of symbolism to it. So
cool. Okay.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Actually, how they are the reason why they're kind of considered sacred is because they bloom from the inside. They are inverted flowers.
Oh,
So there's an
see
interesting
there?
story on how they're pollinated.
Wow. See, boy,
Yeah.
this
Learned
is
all
Fig
kinds of
one.
new stuff
Fig
this
one.
morning.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's grow
yeah.
together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And Matt, I got to tell you that Milorganite. I got to tell you, man, my grass is so stinking blue.
Yeah, like a black green or a dark
Oh,
blue
yeah.
green. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It's crazy. I love it.
My
And
wife-
I'm still mowing low. And when would you start mowing 3 inches?
I brought mine up to 3 inches about 2 weeks ago, and I actually now I fertilized earlier than most people, so I'm a week or two ahead. But I moved up to 3 inches 2 weeks ago, and then last week I actually moved up to 4 inches.
Oh, really? So go ahead and do it, huh?
Yep, it's that time. I usually mow really low early on just because there's so many sticks and just debris that's there from the winter. And I'll bag the first couple times when I mow to really kind of clean up all that debris. And then I'll fertilize heavy and let that grass start to do its thing. But I use Milorganite and a regular lawn fertilizer on top of it. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Crazy. When would I put Milorganite down again?
So Milorganite's about a 6 to 8 week product. So I would say probably before the summer heat comes on, I would probably do it again before a rainstorm, end of May, beginning of June.
You got it. I'm not kidding. It's just blue. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a stark difference from a neighbor that just
And
uses a regular fertilizer for sure.
It's natural too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. But anyways, there's your update.
Yep.
Yay.
Thank you for the update.
Great to hear it.
All right.
Have a good week, Al.
Okay. You got
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we have Brenda on hold. We'll be back and we'll get to the phones. We're going to take our break right now. You are listening to Let's Grow Together with Rohr's Nursery and Garden Center.
Hi, it's Angie Rohr with Rohr's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. At Rohr's Nursery, we're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Rohr's Nursery on Everhard Road, Rohr's Nursery on Portage Street, or rohrsnursery.com.
Ventrac, power, precision, performance. Designed with your tough jobs in mind, Ventrac compact tractors from Bears Lawn and Garden handle everything from mowing, preparing seedbeds, trenching, tilling, leaf collection, and more for a year-round tractor. Whether you're a grounds care professional or a large property owner, Ventrac will give you expert results to conquer all your tasks quickly and efficiently. Feel the difference when you get in the seat of a Ventrac today at Bears Lawn and Garden in North Canton or call 330-499-4544.
Tune in each Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for the Money Matters radio show. Find out how today's economy, debt levels, and policies affect your hard-earned money. You've made your money. Now it's time to watch it grow. Tune in to the hour-long Money Matters radio show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. right here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. To speak to Bob Vowdy or Dave Ryan about your money matters, call New Horizon Financial Group in Canton at 330-499-1915. 330-499-1915. On Saturday, April 25th at 7:30 p.m., the Canton Symphony Orchestra presents Masterworks 7, We the People, an American celebration. The 2025-2026 Masterworks season closes with a program that reflects the evolving American story through voices both historic and contemporary, as the nation marks 250 years since its founding, with the full symphony and featuring violinist John Shu. Tickets start at just $12 and are available by calling 330-452-2094 or cantonsymphony.org. Child and student tickets are available at no cost over the phone.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All right, it is Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center. Pam Cook with you. Matt and Rachel from Roar's are here. We're going to go to the phones. We have Brenda in Greentown. You are on the air with Roar's Nursery. Go ahead.
All right, I have a question. I have a lilac bush and some dogwoods that were new, what I call like just a little sapling when I planted them.
Mm-hmm.
And in that first year, they got eaten by deer.
Oh, boy.
Now they're coming up like shrubs, but they're not really producing any flowers. Will I be better off to just try to dig them out and start over?
Yes, probably, because the patience it would take to train a single trunk back up and stake it and all of the work that goes into it, it's 5 to 7 years. Most people aren't going to want to wait that time frame to get that tree back and developed again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, they just look like bushes.
Yeah,
they're full of green leaves, and they look real healthy, but they never have flowers.
Yeah, unfortunately. The other thing too, with dogwood specifically, never prune that plant in the fall or the summer. You always want to prune it in the spring, right when it's done flowering, before, just as the leaves are starting to come out. Because if you prune it late in the year, you actually cut the flower buds off because they're set in the fall for the following spring.
That's probably what the deer did.
Yeah, and the deer, a lot of times they chew all the tips off of them. If they rub their antlers or their heads on the trunk and rub the bark off the trunk, there are guards that we put on all our trees at the nursery. Starting first week of August, we start the project of caging all the trees, and we try to make sure by September 1st we put those protective cages on the trunks. That way the deer can't rub them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
All right. We have an email here.
Okay.
Again, call us at 330-450-1480, live on Facebook, live on YouTube also. All right, this comes from Dolly, and Dolly says, how long does 3-in-1 spray have to be on a plant before a heavy rain? Last night, about 6:30, I sprayed 3 rows of Sharon trees with the first of 3 sprays 10 days apart. Mm-hmm. The bottle said not to spray in the heat of the day, so I waited till the evening, but I couldn't find anything on the bottle about timing. At 9 o'clock last night, it poured rain.
Yeah, we got a sneaky shower.
We did. Do I have to redo it?
So ideally, we want it on there 24 hours. It gives the time for the plant to actually absorb that chemical. I may shorten your spray time from that 10 days maybe to 7 days or even 5 days, make that second application a little sooner, and then try to do it where we're not going to get rain for 24 hours. This is Ohio because we have pop-ups all the time.
Yes, that definitely came out of nowhere.
It is difficult because we deal with that at the nursery as well. Okay, we got to spray today, but we can't because there's rain coming, and then we do spray in the evening hours. It's when the stomates or the pores of the leaf open up, and so they do readily drink the chemical in much better in the evening hours than if you try to spray midday. So you sprayed at the right time, just with that pop-up rainstorm. And when it came down last night, it came down in buckets. So it probably did wash or dilute some of that chemical off before the plant fully got to absorb it. So I would just shorten that time before that second application. You should be fine.
All right. There you go, Dolly. It's better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
That's what we
Oh,
always
yeah,
say.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the insects are just starting to get active
Yeah.
now, so it's not like it's we're under the gun here where it's a bigger problem. So she should be fine. Just in 5 to 7 days, make another application because there is a contact killer in that as well as a systemic killer.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
Yeah, and there was, I mean, she said about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so
that
she had
did it,
2-3
it
hours.
could have, dried pretty well. So
All right. Well,
so.
try it, Dolly, and like I said, it's better safe than sorry.
But yeah, that rain came out of nowhere.
I know.
So, yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
like
was-
a wall of water.
It was. It was
Yeah.
a very heavy rain, a very, very heavy rain, but probably good for things that are trying to grow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There was some really pretty lightning too. I don't know. if
Yeah,
you guys got to
anybody
see
that
it, but-
fertilized their yard, that rinse the nutrients right down into the soil. All of the
Yeah.
people that have been using the all season, that activates that all season, releases it into the soil. So the rain's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was going to be my next question. What should we be doing on our lawns right now?
Fertilization, and some people are starting their weed control regimen as well. If you've noticed, dandelions have popped in the last couple
Yeah,
of
we
weeks.
talked about this last week.
I
Yeah.
noticed
yeah.
them actually going back to
Yeah,
the
almost.
nursery after the radio show last
Yeah.
week. I noticed. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
they're
fields of
everywhere, but
yellow.
I like it.
So
It makes me
I'll start
happy.
to spray my stuff this week probably, and I've got my yard fairly under control, so I don't use like a granular. If somebody is starting fresh, like from a home they just bought where no one's done any work on the yard, I do recommend a granular to start if you're trying to tackle a large area. You put it down in the morning when it's wet. You put that granular weed killer on, and it's usually got fertilizer mixed with it. It'll stick to the foliage of the weeds better. And so it's going to be more effective if the grass is wet from a dew in the morning. And then after that, and you're going to get 80% of the weeds with that application. Then you can spot spray with just a sprayer,
Okay.
just to get the ones that maybe weren't fully grown or didn't get enough of the powder on the leaves. So you can go back through and spot spray and keep up with it.
I picture myself, using the spreader like for the granular, correct? But then if I'm pushing it, I'm tramping on it, aren't I?
Yeah, so you do want to wear shoes. I mean,
Wear
definitely
shoes.
Don't
Yeah.
do that
Yes,
in
yeah.
a pair
No
of sandals.
flip-flops.
Your flip-flops,
Not
yeah.
your Crocs. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
And generally, when I put it down, I try to wear long pants. It's just one
Yeah.
of those things. It's one of those, they call it personal protective equipment. You want to have your PPE on and make sure you've got, if you're spraying liquids, I always recommend long sleeve, long pants, covered shoes.
Okay.
Try to avoid the wind, which
Yeah.
is
Wear
is
an old
hard
pair of shoes
sometimes.
that you
Well,
can
and-
just
and
leave in the
something
garage,
else
Yes,
right?
exactly.
We
Yeah,
definitely
don't
need to
be
talk
tramping in the
about is
house.
if you're putting a weed killer down on the yard and you go near a flower bed and throw it into that flower bed, that chemical doesn't know the difference.
Yeah,
It's going
right.
to go after
So-
your flowers and your dandelions in the yard. So if you have a broadcast spreader, which is generally how we recommend putting it down, there's two types of spreaders. One's called a drop spreader. It comes straight out the bottom, and then the broadcast spreader has a wheel. It kind of flings it out to the side. Be very careful when you're getting near the edge of the flower beds where your trees and shrubs and perennials and annuals
Yes,
are.
yeah.
Okay.
Because if that flings over into that bed, it's not going to end well.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So sometimes when I'm doing mine with a granular, I stay further out from the house, and
Yeah.
then I'll walk through there and spot spray
Gotcha.
with a liquid later.
That
That way
makes
I've got a
sense.
little bit more control. And the evening hours are a great time to do your liquid sprays because, again, the leaves, the pores of the weeds are opening up. It's going to drink that chemical in. Generally in the evening, the wind dies down,
Yeah.
and that's important to prevent drift. You don't want that chemical drifting anywhere other than where you want it to go. So keeping the sprayer wand low as well.
Yeah, because
will
we see
help.
that. We see that a lot. Like people will bring in leaves and stuff and have spots on it, or what's wrong with it? And it's a lot of times, not a lot of times, but we have
Sometimes,
seen that.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's the
It's chemical
overspray.
burn from
So when you put that down, when you put the weed killer down, what happens to like the growth of the grass? Does it promote?
It doesn't help the grass or hurt the grass.
Okay.
What it does is it attacks the weed. Now the weed isn't pulling nutrients out of the lawn. And again, if you're spraying weeds, most people have either fertilized once already, or if they're using the granular, there's a fertilizer for the grass and then the weed killer for the weeds. So it's kind of like a 1-2 punch.
Okay.
Where you're getting
All
that
right.
grass to thicken up and fill in because some people that have a ton of weeds in their yard,
Yeah.
you kill off all those weeds,
It
you're going
was
to have
empty.
some bare
Yes.
dirt, right? And so we will recommend maybe a light overseeding if you have some large open bare areas, and definitely fertilizer, because the grass that's there will send up to 12 shoots out. So you can really thicken up and fill in an area if it has the proper nutrients, and now it doesn't have the weeds there trying to compete for that food.
All right, perfect. All right, we're going to take our break for the news. And when we come back, of course, you can give us a call, 330-450-1480. You can send an email to pcook@whbc.com. It is Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center.
Hi, it's Angie Rohr with Roar's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. At Roar's Nursery, we're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Roar's Nursery on Everhard Road, Roar's Nursery on Portage Street, or roarsnursery.com.
Tired of the turbulence in the stock market? Maybe it's time for a change. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every weekend and learn more about precious metals. That's The Gold Show from Golden Crest Metals, goldencrestmetals.com.
Saturday mornings at 9 on 1480 WHBC.
This is Mike Frazier, Senior Pastor at Canton Baptist Temple. I would like to personally invite you to worship with us at 10:15 this Sunday morning in our worship center located at 515 Whipple Avenue in Canton, Ohio. If you cannot be with us in person, please tune in to our broadcast right here on WHBC at 8:30 on Sunday mornings. For more information about our ministries, you can visit us at cantonbaptist.org. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Spring is the perfect time to upgrade your water, and right now at Ferndale Water Experts, get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of any twin tank water softener. Visit ferndalewater.com today.
Head to the Nook Smokehouse and Grill at 12356 Millersburg Road Southwest in Massillon. Stop in for lunch or dinner and enjoy their butcher block favorites: juicy burgers, seasoned steak, slow-cooked prime rib, and fresh salmon, paired with mouth-watering sides, fabulous desserts, and their beautiful stock bar. Planning a birthday, engagement, or corporate event? Their private party space makes every occasion unforgettable. Call 330-809-0990 for reservations at the Nook Smokehouse and Grill.
Mix 94.1 and WHBC teaming up to bring you 330-DEALS.
Get more, spend less.
With insane deals on some of your favorite local restaurants and businesses.
Activities, events, services, and more.
From right here in your own backyard.
330deals.com.
It's all the stuff you already love.
At prices that feel way better.
Eat more, do more, go more without blowing the budget.
With new deals every week.
It's 330deals.com.
WHBC AM Canton. Reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the WHBC newsroom, Ohio's primary election less than 2 weeks away, and new polling shows some races are close. A new Bowling Green State University poll shows Ohio's top races are essentially neck and neck. Now, this, of course, is looking ahead to the November general election. Republican Vivek Ramaswamy leads Democrat Amy Acton by just 1 point, 48 to 47% in the governor's race. In the U.S. Senate race, Republican John Husted holds a narrow 50 to 47 advantage over Democrat Sherrod Brown. Both races are within the margin of error. Iran attacked at least 3 commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz yesterday and seized 2 others just hours after President Trump extended the ceasefire indefinitely. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Navy said it boarded and seized 2 container ships for alleged maritime violations. The Trump White House says they do not view the seizures as a ceasefire violation because the vessels were international ships.
Blooming Bucks. Our massive cash giveaway, sponsored by Hosner Carpet One for all your flooring needs. Text the keywords to our text line, 844-833-8221.
And this hour's keyword is call, C-A-L-L, call. Text it to 844-833-8221.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WABC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Today will be pleasant and warm with some sunshine peeking through the clouds, reaching a high of 77. Expect partly cloudy skies tonight with a low of 55. Tomorrow we can anticipate continued warmth alongside a mix of clouds and sunshine with a chance of a few afternoon showers. The temperature will climb to 80. Tomorrow night there will be periods of rain with a low of 57. With the AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Better for our company.
Oh my gosh, it's 9:34 in the morning. This is going quickly. It's going quickly. And again, you can give us a call, 330-450-1480. Matt and Rachel will be more than happy to answer your questions. And also you can email me, pcook@whbc.com. We would love to throw those questions out.
We got some awesome pictures.
So yeah, let's talk about the pictures. Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Nick, before we do the pictures, go ahead and ask your question, because this was a question you had. Nick had this question. I think he might have asked you it off the air, but we said it was a good question to ask on the air.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to ask last week, but the dog situation. You have a dog. A lot of people have dogs, and they go to the bathroom.
They go potty.
They go potty in the yard. Yeah. And what's good to get rid of those yellow spots in the grass?
Fertilizer and pelletized lime. Pelletized lime is going to help neutralize the acid in the urine. Fertilizer is going to help give the grass in that area a boost to try to regrow and thicken up and fill back in. I know that Rachel is a really big fan of a product. We don't have it at the nursery anymore, but it's called Dog Rocks.
Dog Rocks, and it's a rock. You're buying a rock. It sounds weird, but it does work. It's you put it in the water, and it neutralizes the
acidity of the urine.
Yes,
okay,
and
then
it changes the water and not anything to the dog. So, but it's safe
for
neutralizes what turns to urea in their urine
and so that water. What do you do with the water? The dog drinks it.
The dog, you just put it in
a
a water bowl.
I was like, do you pour it on the spot?
They just have my dogs have it's a black rock in their water bowl. So, but it does work. You have to change it about like every 4 months or so. And that's what they're called, Dog Rocks.
Rocks.
But they do work. You just after a few weeks you start not seeing those spots.
Those yellow spots.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's always worse this time of year because the dogs have been going all winter long out there, and there hasn't been a lot of times rain or any way to dilute that. The grass isn't actively growing, so you're seeing more damage right now than you will the whole rest of the year.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So a couple options there. Always, if you see the dog go and you don't ever want it to turn yellow, go out there and water it. Dilute that basically to where it's not.
That makes sense.
Not going to hurt that grass because you've diluted it down to where the acidity that's there isn't going to hurt anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about some pictures that Matt sent, and we're going to, if you're watching us on Facebook or if you get to the YouTube, you can see the pictures. And can you?
I can see them. Yeah,
go ahead.
So the first picture here is a picture, like an overview of the nursery.
Beautiful.
The container part of the nursery, and then behind me, where I took that picture, is like 2 acres, 3 acres of B&B material as well.
Is that like your bird's eye view?
Yeah, that's like kind of like
like a drone.
It's a big concrete wall. I crawl
You're
up
so
on
tall.
top
It's
of
like
it.
a drone picture.
Take a picture. So that's just kind of like shows how much stock is at the nursery. There's over 40 semis there now, so it's a significant amount of material. Let's go to the next one here. All right, so these are red buds, and the red buds are just getting their leaves on them now. These are the trees we moved up and then pulled back down and put back out for sale. So like if you'd have come in on Sunday, we didn't have any red buds. We did, but they were all packed away in a hoop house.
Wow.
They're back out for sale now on the drip irrigation, and that variety that you see there is called Rise and Shine. It's a brand new one. The leaves come out orange and then kind of fade out to a bright yellow, and then in the middle of summer, they'll flush that orange again, so you'll have kind of like a two-tone tree in the middle of summer.
Wow, that's pretty.
Let's go to the next one. Let's see.
He's trying.
All right. Oh, I saw it. It was some dogwoods. So
the dogwoods.
Yeah, the next is
Oh.
pink dogwoods. So I say, oh, no, that's the white dogwoods there. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's the white dogwoods. I believe that one is either Cloud9 or Appalachian Spring. It's one of the old-fashioned dogwoods.
Yes,
We'll talk
yes.
about
They're
different
beautiful.
dogwoods in about 2 or 3 weeks when the Coosa varieties start to flower. But right now, the early dogwoods are in full bloom, and the cold did not affect
It
them
did
badly.
not.
So I'm super happy for that. The next one, I believe, is pink dogwoods. Now, pink dogwoods, when they first develop, it's basically, dogwoods are not technically the flower. When they open up, it's 4 leaf bracts that make up the 4 petals on a dogwood, and the flower is the green dot in the middle. But we look at those modified leaf bracts as the flower. And when dogwoods first open up, they're kind of like a green color, and then they get this really vibrant pink color, and then they fade out to like a pink and white two-tone at the very end, and that's what we're seeing there. Next one is red buds. So this is weeping red buds. It's a purple-leafed heart-shaped leaf and purple leaf tree, and before they leaf out, they produce all their flowers, and so they flower on the stems up and down like that.
Yeah, those are a really cool one for like kind of a specimen area.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
they're-
like a.
They're neat even in
yeah.
the winter time.
Yeah, they kind of drape that snow drapes on those branches that are weeping down, and it's a really compact plant, so it doesn't need a large area. Next one is, that is one of the weeping redbuds starting to develop the purple leaves. So we have them in different stages depending on where they came from and how much heat and moisture they've been exposed to. So that one's just starting to get those purple heart-shaped leaves, and the purple becomes more and more intense the bigger the leaf gets. That is a Japanese maple. So Japanese maple, this is a variety called Crimson Prince. It's more of an upright than the old-fashioned bloodgood Japanese maples. These are 6 to 7 footers, which are hard to find the bigger ones to start with. These are out in our balled and burlap beds, and I think they're about 6 feet wide and 7 to 8 feet tall. So they're pretty big ones.
Yeah, they are. And they're nice looking.
So that is a yellow magnolia. I took a picture of that this morning because it's very unique. Most of the magnolias are white or pink or some variation of the two. This one is called Sunburst, and it's a neon yellow. It's one of the brightest yellows. There's 3 or 4 different magnolia varieties they consider yellow, but some of them are kind of like a washed white. They're not a really vibrant yellow like Sunburst is. So
that is so pretty.
I need to walk.
Mine are
around out
pink.
there.
Mine are pink.
Yeah. Most are pink or white. So that's why I kind of wanted to showcase that. It's just different.
Yellow's my favorite color.
That is a bloomerang lilac. So this is a new variety of lilac in the last 3 or 4 years, and that's actually one of our 19 centimeters, which is kind of like a little bit smaller. They make a great like Mother's Day present because they're less expensive and they're
Easy to plant,
nice cash and carry. But that bloomerang lilac actually blooms once really heavy, like what you see right there in the picture, and then it sporadically throws blooms throughout the summer and will rebloom.
That's awesome.
And they're, through breeding, they're trying to get more of the shrubs to do that. That way there's color more than just once a year.
What kind of maintenance does it need? I mean, sun?
Yes, they love full sun, so 4 to 6 hours or more. I know that doesn't
Where's
help.
all these stupid sunshine.
I will as the shade stuff starts to, it comes on slower because it's in the shade, it's cooler. So as the shade stuff comes on, I'll point those out to you.
For shade.
There's some neat stuff coming for shade here in the next couple weeks. So that is a white lilac. It's called New Age White. It's a dwarf white lilac. And there's another one called New Age Lavender, but they are in the original big old-fashioned, I guess they would consider old-fashioned lilacs. So they have really good fragrance, but they've dwarfed these down through breeding, and this is a white variety.
Okay.
This is another plant here called a Weigela. It is a Mimonet, and so it has a green, white, and pink variegated leaf, and its flowers are just set to open up. Those are basically trumpet-shaped flowers. They're like a neon pink color. They will open up. It's a great plant for hummingbirds.
Yeah, that's one that gives you color all year with the leaves and stuff because the new growth is kind of a blushy pink.
Yep. And it's another one for full sun.
Shush up.
So this is a wall
of
Stewart-Stonian azaleas. Stewart-Stonian azalea is a very dark brick red. Very hardy for our area. It's one of the varieties that for all 35 years I've been in the plant world, this is one that we've sold consistently year after year. Even with the new inventions and the new varieties that are out there, this one has held strong and true.
It's such a true red.
It is. It's
really
pretty.
Yeah, a lot of the red colored flowers are a dark pink,
yes.
or
Yeah,
an
faded,
off red.
like a
This
faded
is like
red,
a
yeah.
brick, a true bright brick red.
Yeah, for sure.
And that one's good for shade.
And again, if you're
For a
not
little bit of
seeing
shade.
these, you can go to our Facebook page, and you can also go to our YouTube channel if you want to watch it back, and you'll get to see the pictures.
100%.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull up some other pictures here in a little bit of the greenhouse, and so while he's working on getting those up so people can see what we're talking about, we did want to mention our open house sales again this week. We've got the all-season fertilizer that we talk about every week, and it can literally be used on everything around your house. The only thing we don't recommend using the all-season fertilizer on is food crops, so blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, grapes, herbs, veggies. Those things we recommend an organic fertilizer, but this literally works on everything else, annuals, perennials, trees, shrubs.
And now's a great time to be putting it down.
Yes, because it lasts for the whole season.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a one and done, where most fertilizers you got to apply at least 2 or 3 times. This is something you can put on once and you don't have to worry about. It's there for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I do want to mention the prills. So the green little pellets, we call them prills. Those break down over 12 to 18 months. So a lot of people come in the next spring and they're like, oh, I don't need to do it. There's still some there from last year. That is the shell. The shell takes a little longer to break down. The fertilizer is already out of that shell. So you do need to reapply it from season to season.
Yeah, and it is a good idea to kind of work it down into the soil.
Yeah. If you can scratch it down through the mulch and it makes soil contact, it works quicker.
Okay. All right, we're going to take our break, our final break. We'll come back with some more photos. And also, you can give us a call, 330-450-1480. It is Let's Grow Together with Rohr's Nursery and Garden Center.
Ventrac, power, precision, performance. Designed with your tough jobs in mind, Ventrac compact tractors from Bears Lawn and Garden handle everything from mowing, preparing seedbeds, trenching, tilling, leaf collection, and more for a year-round tractor. Whether you're a grounds care professional or a large property owner, Ventrac will give you expert results to conquer all your tasks quickly and efficiently. Feel the difference when you get in the seat of a Ventrac today at Bears Lawn and Garden in North Canton, or call 330-499-4544.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This is Pam Cook for Yellow Light. I was talking with my friend about how high our energy costs have been getting, and they told me that they decided to get solar panels installed. Is it even worth it? They told me about Yellow Light, a solar panel installation company that's been helping homeowners and businesses go solar since 2009. Reach out to Yellow Light to see if solar panels make sense for you. My friend still brags about her drastically lower electric bills, and you can too. Call them today, 216-220-6233.
Are you ready to accelerate towards your dreams with a new car, ATV, boat, or some extra cash for personal needs? This is Tiffany Kim, Banking Center Manager at the Commercial and Savings Bank, here to help you fund your next adventure. Our team of experts is committed to finding the right solution for you with competitive rates, flexible terms, and personalized service. Visit csb1.com to apply online or give us a call at 800-654-9015 to speak with a loan specialist and discover the CSB Advantage. The Commercial and Savings Bank, member FDIC.
All right, this is Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center. Matt and Rachel are here, and I'm here, and we've been answering your questions. They've been answering your questions, and we've been having a really good time taking a look at pictures. I'm so glad. I am so glad that frost and those warnings didn't really
weren't as bad as they could have been. Let's say.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've seen it
everything
worse.
that I was concerned
Yeah, way
about
worse.
survived. So
Yeah.
that, especially my magnolia tree. I thought, my mom and I were pulling out of the driveway, and it was all, pretty flowers. I said, say goodbye. It's all going to die.
Yeah.
She's like, what? Oh, don't say that. And then sure enough,
And
it made a
did it.
liar out of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm okay with
okay
that.
with that. Yeah. Me
When I
too.
came in on Monday morning and then again on Tuesday morning, first thing I did was walk out to the dogwoods. I just wanted to see how they held up, and the fact that they had there was a little tiny tinge of brown around the edge of the leaves, but man, the 90% of the flower still looks great.
Yes.
So
The ones in my
I was
neighborhood look
super
beautiful
thankful.
too. Yeah, so that's awesome.
So Nick's pulled up a bunch of more pictures here that we took from our greenhouse, and
Oh,
that is a
look at
geranium.
that.
Yes.
I
those
love me a geranium.
Bright geraniums.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just starting to get them in. So I think that we just have a few. We have a lot of pink and then a few red and stuff. But next week we'll be getting a lot of stuff in. So
Okay. So those
just
are
starting to get-
geraniums.
yes,
So
and we
the
got some
first bunch of
petunias.
petunias just came in. So petunias again are another one that likes it a little warmer.
Yes,
so
yeah.
they're never on the first load. This is I think our second load we've got in, and not all the varieties are ready, but the ones that were ready we brought in. And there's a lot of really cool two-tone varieties that we got in. Some unique colors
I
that
like
you won't
those
find.
right there. Well, they're kind of like a yellow with
Yellow,
a, with
yeah.
a really
With a
dark
black
edge.
throat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
That's
some
very
really cool
pretty.
ones. So yeah, we're just starting to get those in too. but-
Again, these are live on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel, and you can go back and watch if you want to scroll through and go
So,
through and take a look.
Is that First Frost? It's one of the coral
Forever.
bells.
That is Forever Purple,
Okay.
and it is that is one of the
So,
most true purple ones.
Shade?
That's a shade.
There you go. Yeah,
There is a
so-
lot of great shade foliage.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
that,
a lot.
that's
Forever
where you get
Purple,
your-
that's what
where
that's
you
called,
get your
huh?
color.
And there's
Yep,
another
Forever
real
Purple.
pretty one. I don't think I have a picture of it in here called Caramel.
Yeah,
and
that's
Caramel's another
another-
one that can kind of go both ways, sun or shade.
Okay.
so-
Yeah, and
All
actually,
right.
caramel looks really pretty with a purple because it's kind of got like a purple underleaf, like pinkish purple.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of two-toned.
Very
But
pretty.
that's kind of a real low to the ground. Maybe about like
pretty low
Can you-
maintenance.
can you
as
put it in a
far
pot?
as-
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
actually. We put them in pots a lot of times, and then you can have it in there, and then you can plant it in
Plant
the,
it in
in
the
the
ground.
fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it won't survive in a pot over the winter.
Right.
But you can use it for the season.
Oh, great.
So we do
That's
that
awesome.
a lot with perennials, actually. That is columbine. So that is another really nice early spring blooming perennial.
That's
so.
very
So
pretty.
I take the pictures, but I don't always know.
Yeah.
Is that both columbine, the two different
Yes.
colors?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
so-
a
so
purple.
that-
Yep, purple,
All right.
and
Purple
then the
and then
yellow.
a yellow.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought it was all
those are
one
good
plant
for-
at first.
Those are good for shade. A little bit of morning sun. They benefit from morning sun, but
Okay.
they do like the afternoon shade. So they're a nice
Okay.
long blooming spring perennial.
There you go.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. This is penstemon because
Yeah,
I didn't know what
that
you
is-
took.
that-
So
that is- yeah, that is
It's like,
penstemon,
yeah,
yeah.
penstemon. That is
Oscar's red.
Yes, I believe so. That is a deer-resistant perennial. It is a native, so it has that really pretty red foliage, but it also gets taller flower spikes on it. It's kind of like a soft pink, and hummingbirds love that plant too. So and
Very
pollinators.
nice.
That is Fire Witch dianthus. So that's
Look
a
at her. She's
nice
like-
little. I did order it also. I probably should.
Okay, gotcha.
But that is a nice little. It's kind of like a small scale ground cover.
Mm-hmm.
It stays in a nice mound, real good for kind of your garden's edge, and
Kind
they
of
have
like
a nice.
bluish silver foliage.
Yes,
to it.
yeah, it has that really pretty foliage, and this is one of the longer blooming ones.
And the pink flowers.
pink, and they're fragrant too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, that's actually it's a carnation in the family.
That's a peony.
Is that okay? Yeah,
Yep.
that's a. I don't know what variety that is. I can't remember, but it
Yeah.
is a hot pink. I think it's Edith something or other, but
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah, that is a.
And I saw you got yellow peonies.
Yeah, those are Itoa peonies, which are a tree. They're
Okay.
a cross, so they actually will get taller over time. They do get woody. Over years, they
Oh.
can get about like 3 to 4 foot tall, but their flowers are much bigger.
Oh yeah.
They're very specialty, but they're really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people
So-
have called and asked if we have peonies, if we're getting more peonies.
And we are getting
And we are getting more as they come on. The varieties become available. We bring them in. And another one we've been asked for a lot is perennial hibiscus.
Yes.
And as
Okay.
it warms up, it's kind of like That one and the ornamental grasses are the same. They like that heat. If that heat's not there, they kind of just sit dormant. Now that we're warming up and our nighttime temps are just as important as the daytime temps. As the nighttime temps warm up, the stuff that needs that heat to come on really will start to flush out and grow like crazy.
And that is something I kind of tell people a lot when they do purchase a perennial hibiscus, is they are one of the last things to break dormancy in your garden. So if you're not seeing anything even now, I mean, they pop up real late.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you figure everything that we sell in a pot is like 2 weeks ahead of what's happening in
there's
the ground.
that too.
Because the root system, like today, if we go 78 degrees, the root system of that plant's 78 degrees. It's like, oh, it's June.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, most people's peonies aren't blooming yet, you know.
Right.
So,
what
we're a
you'll
little
see
ahead.
on some of our pictures, we're definitely ahead of where stuff naturally is in the ground. And we'll have people all the time this time of year, my butterfly bush aren't doing anything. They're not supposed to be yet. I mean, they're really just starting to wake up now.
Be patient, everyone.
Yes,
and
not
hibiscus,
impatient.
same way, right?
Impatient. which will be coming soon.
Yeah, I think the impatience probably this week.
But this week or next week.
Okay.
I know next week we're getting a huge order and stuff, just because we always never sure with the weather and that kind of stuff, because we have to protect all that. So.
I steal a lot of them for the aquatics
Yeah,
department.
he likes. Yeah.
Oh.
Impatiens are one of the ones. Certain varieties I can use those in the ponds.
Okay.
And add a lot of color to the floating islands and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. There's things you would never think
that would
he
grow in
puts-
the water.
That grow in the water. That do.
that's amazing when you
Yeah.
say that, because
Ajuga is one that it blows my mind. That is not a plant that should like water, but there's certain not all varieties.
Right, which
I
is
have
really
killed
weird.
many things over the years, learning what will do good and what won't, and we'll literally try everything, even things that don't make sense you wouldn't think would grow in the water.
Like a sedum. You've had sedum
Yeah,
in there,
I've
which
got
that is a
sedum
rock garden,
dry,
drought tolerant plant.
Not a plant that normally would thrive in a high water environment, which the ponds are. So, and again,
it's
not
fun.
all the sedums do.
Right,
We've
yeah,
killed
which
many
is-
varieties that,
you just
that
never
did
know.
not work out.
you're just trying them for everybody.
But
That's
okay.
all.
And if you come to the nursery and you go back into the water gardening department, you're going to see plants that are not for sale. Not a lot of them, but it'll say test plant, and it's sitting on one of the back tables in water because I need to see, is this one going to thrive or is it going to adapt?
Okay.
Is it
That
not
way
going to
we
adapt?
can-
And people will ask about it sometimes, and I'm like, that one's not for sale. That's
It's
my
being tested right
it's-
now.
I'm in school. And I'm teaching
I am
myself.
Professor Matt right now.
Which is fun to do, you know.
Right.
It's
Like
a lot of
we
fun.
one year we had ever-bearing strawberries, and the strawberries grew fantastic in the floating islands.
So, well, it's
No
kind of like a hydroponic, I
kidding.
guess,
Yeah,
really.
basically it is
Right.
like hydroponics because the
Well, there
islands
we go.
float and the root system can get as much or as little moisture depending on how deep it grows.
I like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. All right, so
That's
give
fun.
us the hours for the open house. We
So
know?
we're going to be open. We're open 7 days a week, but our open house is this Saturday and Sunday. We're open 8 to 5 on Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday.
Okay, very good. And lots of good sales, you said, right?
Yeah, tons of sales. We do not apply coupons that are out there to the sale items. The coupons are for regular price stuff. They just wanted me to throw that out there as a disclaimer.
Gotcha.
Yes,
But
yeah.
we do
Save
have
it for
some,
something else.
Yeah, we do have some. I mean, a lot of this stuff's 20, 30, 40% off. Some of the hanging baskets are up to 50% off on select baskets.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the perennials buy 3 get 1 free.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. That's,
Great time to come in. I
It
mean, the
is.
lilacs are in full bloom. They're going to be on special for like 30%.
Just go out and smell
off.
them.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
awesome.
We have a lot of people that'll come in this time of year and walk.
Yeah, we have a lot of people on their lunch break
Yeah,
that come
I
in.
would.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, locations, sir.
All right, we have 2 Roars Nursery locations, 5357 Everhard Road in Canton and 7211 Portage Street in Maslin.
All right, you guys, that's it for today, and I'll check in with you next week.
Talk
Sounds
to you
great.
then.
Hi, it's Angie Rohr with Rohr's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. At Rohr's Nursery, we're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Rohr's Nursery on Everhard Road, Rohr's Nursery on Portage Street, or rohrsnursery.com.